Topical and atypical. Unfiltered and independent. 100% authentic and intelligent.
Now we're here. Yay! You see, this is what happens when it's your first day. It's your first day, you know, your mic is muted, et cetera, et cetera. But here we are, and it's so nice to see you guys and to be doing this. I'll be using all of my skills. I'll be using all of my skills because let me tell you, I haven't ran my own boards in quite some time, but I will be running my own boards and I will be here with you all to do all the things, which is to talk about all of the things. For those who don't know, this is Views from Amanda Land. This is my new show that I've created myself in literally 4 days. And let me not, okay, actually, that's not completely true. I had created Views from Amanda Land back during the pandemic. And when I created Views from Amanda Land back during the pandemic, I really was just doing something to keep myself engaged. And it didn't really do anything, you know, like, I mean, I don't think people really caught on to it. People didn't really pick up on it, et cetera. And that was fine. But what I always be trying to tell folks is that you don't need shit to necessarily go to be the hypest thing ever for it to still be valuable and effective and helpful. Listen, I had my radio show, The Amanda Seales Show, canceled last week for ridiculous reasons. And simply because I had this stuff on deck, I was able to just pivot without even skipping a beat. And I just want to thank everybody who has encouraged me in the last few days to pivot without skipping a beat. Okay. I can specifically name Mark Lamont Hill, Funky Dineva, and James Bland as three people who I was like, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do. And they were like, yes, you are. They were like, yes, you are. You are absolutely sure what you're supposed to do. So I was really excited to be able to, I was really excited to just be able to make something from nothing. Yeah, you see that? 2 cameras. Yo, I'm hyped. I'm hyped. So shout out to everybody who's just now joining us. Welcome to Views from Amanda Land. Please give me grace. I created this show in 4 days. So there's going to be some bumps in the road. For instance, like right now, I wish I had my applause button, but I don't, but I'll have it tomorrow. I will have my applause button tomorrow. But on today's show, you can look out for these topics. We're going to do the word of the day. Then we're going to talk about thought crimes, the concept of thought crimes and what that is, and people who are actually being convicted of that and charged. We're also going to talk about Daniel Penny, who walked free for murdering Jordan Neely, as well as just like the concept of the bystander doing nothing but standing by. So I want to talk about that, especially as we are in this world where we are rapidly seeing things change, and we're seeing folks consider themselves members of community by being vigilantes, but like who's the community that stops the vigilantes? We also have a politician say the darndest things. We're going to give you some 60-second headlines. I got a big up, let down that features solo tears and new levels of cooning. And then our boy MC Checkaho is going to stop through to address Charlamagne and that white guy. So we're going to get into all of that today. If you are somebody who's listened to the Amanda Seales show, then you definitely know that I am all about the community. I'm all about the people. And, over there at my Patreon, we are an entire community of folks that are about compassion, about creativity, and about community. And so I hope you'll consider subscribing to Patreon. There will absolutely be bonus segments from Views from Amandaland that will exist on Patreon. I need to get it together, but that will be happening. I want to ask everybody today if you can watch for at least 20 minutes. That helps the algorithm do what it's supposed to do. Also want to remind you to remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Now we're on YouTube. You know how it works over here. In order for the algorithm to rock with you, you need to engage. So not just in the chat, but also in the comments. And I would also love to just ask you to tell people about what we're doing over here, if you like it. Now, during the show, if you're feeling what I'm saying, drop a seal in the chat. Get it? Seal? Yeah. So that's what we're doing. Also, I want to let y'all know, I don't have a co-host. You all are the co-hosts. Okay. So throughout the show, I'll be asking you to do things. I'll be asking you to respond in the chat. I'll be responding to those chats. I'm also going to set up a phone line so you can call and leave messages. And hopefully we'll get to a point where you can literally call in. I want to set up a world where when we play games, I play the games with you all. So, there's a lot that can happen here in a really, really beautiful way. And I'm looking forward to it happening with you. All right. I'm looking forward to it happening with you. So, let's get into it. Also, want to remind you that here on YouTube, you can do this thing called supers, which is where you basically, it's like a tip. It's like a tip. But we'll also have a moment in the show that I can, it's like the collection plate passing. I need to also remind y'all, so by me not being at Radio 1 anymore, I am now completely independent. Everything that I'm doing, whether it is visual art, whether it is Patreon, whether it is this show, etc., is coming from me. No one is paying me to do it. My support is 100% grassroots at this point. I don't have sponsors, anything like that. But what I do have is y'all. And that's been a really beautiful thing to experience. The amount of people that have been so supportive of literally just in the last few days of this move has been something that I don't think I really anticipated. So I'm looking forward to getting things cracking. So let's get into it and let's get jumping with the Amanda Seales show. Now, Views from Amandaland. Changes.
Blaggering news. Politics. Blaggering news. Pop. Culture. Blaggering news. Sports. Blaggering news. Justice.
Okay. So let's get into some Blaggering news. Let's start the day. Now, I don't know if you all have heard of thought crimes, but I know that we're also trying to figure out, where do we get the best news from? Where do we get actual independent, thought-provoking news that is not shady? And Democracy Now! Ends up being a really, really great place for that to happen. So the Uhuru Three are members of the African People's Socialist Party. They were accused of being Russian agents. The way that people just be casually being accused of being Russian agents, I'm just like, are we in the Americans? Remember that show, The Americans? Are we in The Americans? So I just was like, I don't know. Now, someone in here is saying, be careful about Democracy Now! But the reality is that so often the best interviews I see are on Democracy Now! So, if you have an issue with that, then so be it. But nonetheless, Omali Yeshitela and his co-defendants, Penny Hetz and Jesse Neville, who are now known as the MRDURrR, were accused of being Russian agents. And though that didn't stick, a Florida jury convicted them of conspiracy and working with Russian agents to sow discord and interfere in U.S. elections. They're actually being sentenced today for conspiracy to face up to 5 years in prison. I don't even understand what they did wrong. And it seems like they don't either. Let's hear from Omali Yeshitela.
To what's happening in Ukraine is ridiculous for a number of reasons. And one of them being that, generally speaking, the Black liberation movement in this country has historically been opposed to those wars. And that's been a strategic problem for the United States. The jury said they didn't work for Russia, but they conspired to do something that never happened. So it's a thought crime that they have convicted us for. And we have fought it all along, and we continue to fight that.
Y'all, a thought crime. Now, I don't know if you've ever read the book 1984 by George Orwell, but literally in the book 1984, it's a dystopian future where we are surveilled, the citizens are surveilled at all spaces, like even in their homes. And the concept of a thought crime is the act of committing a crime against the government in your thoughts. This can be as simple as thinking to yourself that the government could do a better job. They have literally in the book the thought police, okay? The thought police are in charge of monitoring the thoughts of citizens. Now, I think we can all agree that this is not something that seems that far-fetched. The concept of the show Big Brother came from the book 1984. So the show Big Brother, where you're being watched in all corners of the room, yes, that's based on 1984 because the cameras in 1984 is considered to be Big Brother that's always watching you. And the concept of your thoughts being policed is something that some people may feel like, oh, that doesn't happen in America. Well, this is an example of it. And also, let's talk about Breonna Boston. Let's talk about Breonna Boston. Breonna Boston is this woman also in Florida. Okay. Also in Florida. She got arrested for saying, delay, deny, depose. You people are next. While speaking on a recorded line with a Blue Cross Blue Shield representative about a denied medical claim. Now, there was word that she had been released and the charges dropped. That is actually incorrect. She actually was charged with threats to conduct a mass shooting or act of terrorism. She faces up to 15 years if convicted, and a judge set her bond at $100,000. What? Okay, detectives literally showed up at her house, like on some straight Matrix, George Orwell, Big Brother shit. She had this call, and then detectives showed up at her house and arrested her. Like that actually happened. She's actually not Black. She is a white woman and like a mother of 3. And she had to like go stand in front of the judge. She's been released on bond. But the reality is that she was on a call with an insurance company agent who is, of course, denying her claim. And she was frustrated. She didn't make a direct threat. She was frustrated. I saw a story in Canada where this lawyer in Canada, a human rights lawyer in Canada, they had cops show up at her house because one of the ZOs said that she was making her feel unsafe because on Facebook, she had disagreed with the ZO. Mm-hmm. The thing about it, though, is that people are willing to show up. People are willing to show up. Now, we have someone here, Lord Frankie the Cat, who said the calls are recorded. They did tell us they're listening. That is true. However, there is something called free speech. And that was not a direct threat. That is literally somebody frustrated. Like I was talking about on the Small Doses bonus episode last night, how I had said in a call with customer service on text, I said, you know, this is some bullshit. And they were like, please refrain from profanity, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, what? I'm talking about the situation and I'm not talking to you saying that you are bullshit. So you should not be offended. This is irrelevant. Again, though, this is in response to what we're seeing as a police state And a lot of people may not really continuously feel like Palestine has anything to do with America, but understand that they do live in a complete police state. And we are seeing the rise of that as a concept here in the United States. Also, we have to remember that crime is relative. You know, I think so many people need to know that crime is relative. A lot of us judge folks based on them being convicted of a crime, forgetting that crime is literally just something created by whoever is in legislative power. The fact that I think it's North Carolina, I think it's North or South Carolina, there is an actual bill that has been put on the floor again, because it didn't go through the last time, but now they've put it back on the floor again, that will consider abortion murder. You can go to jail for the same punitive response as you would for murder. So 2 days ago, so to speak, abortion was not a crime. All of a sudden now it's a crime. So there's that. But just to look on the lighter side of things, y'all, if you grew up in a household with a Black mother, let's be real. You have already experienced fascism. You have already experienced being convicted for thought crimes. Let's keep it a buck, okay? I can think of some thought crimes that I was convicted for in my house. All right. I can think of some thought crimes that I was convicted for in my house. First of all, if you just look like you gonna say something back, if you look like you said something in your head, that's a thought crime, and they will come for you. I don't like that face you made. What is that face? What is that face? Thought crime. You didn't even say nothing. You didn't even say nothing. They said what they say. You didn't even say nothing, and they coming for you. Thought crime. Okay? Thought crime. Another thought crime I got convicted for in the house. Boys. Even just you're not even thinking about boys. I'm still playing with Legos. I'm still playing with Barbie. Don't even think about boys. Don't even think about it, or else I'm coming for you. That is a thought crime that was happening in your house. Okay. I got convicted of a true thought crime one time because I was in the back seat of a car with my cousin Michelle, rest in peace. And my mom is driving. No, my uncle is driving. My mom is in the passenger seat. Me and Michelle are like 10. We're literally just having our own conversation in the back seat. And my mom is like, no, you know what Michelle asked me? She asked me, would you ever pose for Playboy? And I was like, for $1 million, when I tell you
How black am I?
the thought of posing for Playboy was criminal in that car. I didn't do it. I just thought about it. And so my mother reached, I don't even know how she got her arm out of the socket and managed to smack me from where she was sitting. Yeah. Thought crime. So, we are, Jordy, please. We are in a bit of a dystopian future. I think people are seeing a dystopian present. People are seeing the realities of where we are and where we're going, and they are definitely aware. And those who aren't aware need to get aware. Okay? You need to get aware, because the concept of the thought crime is no longer just a concept. Here we are, a reality. These people are facing years in prison for what they're saying they were thinking about doing. It's straight up Tom Cruise, Minority Report, and it's scary. So leave it in the comments. Leave your thoughts about thought crimes. Y'all had some really good thought crimes that you have committed in your house. Mothers telling you, you smelling yourself. You think you too grown. Absolutely. I love this one. Why you breathing like that? Yep. Why you breathe like that was definitely a thought crime. Who you looking at and don't you mumble? Absolutely a thought crime. And for all my West Indians, a strong shups will chill your soul. So, listen, don't get me wrong. Like, a lot of this stuff is no quote unquote laughing matter, but my mission on earth is to make sure that we are fighting for our joy the same way that we are fighting the power. So we're going to keep that balance going. But let's move on to the next story and let's talk about Daniel Penny. Let me take a sip from my mug that says N-words got me effed up. So for those who don't know, Daniel Penny was acquitted Monday of criminally negligent homicide in the chokehold death of Jordan Neely. I'm not going to put up a picture of Daniel Penny. I'm going to put up a picture of Jordan Neely. That's what I'm going to do. Daniel Penny was acquitted Monday of criminally negligent homicide in the chokehold death of Jordan Neely, a 30-year-old homeless man with a history of mental illness whose final moments on a New York City subway train were captured on bystander video. Remember that word. Put a pin in that word, bystander. On bystander video that set off weeks of protests and drew national attention. The decision on the fifth day of deliberations came after the jury deadlocked Friday on the more serious charge of manslaughter, leading the judge to dismiss it. Penny faced up to 4 years in prison. I want to hear from his cousin, who had something to say that I think is really worth hearing about the trial.
Homicide, and then that didn't work. And then when you ask the district, I really appreciate the prosecutors. I really appreciate everybody that helped, but I want to move forward in a way to where hopefully I can get the federal government involved somehow, some way. That trial just was ridiculous. I've never seen anything like that. You got a top charge. They take the top charge off. Without even letting anybody from the family know about that, and try to get him on criminal neglect, homicide. And then that didn't work. And then when you ask the district attorney about how much time he would get if he was to get convicted, from the beginning, when this first started, for me, I was involved deeply with the district attorney's office and trying to find out what time is he going to get if he gets convicted. They told me 19 years for manslaughter in the second degree, which is the max, and criminal neglect homicide, the maximum is 5 years. I said, well, how much would he get on the top charge? They told me, I don't think he might do a year or two, or he might get probation. So if that's the case, how much is he going to get for criminal neglect homicide? Oh, he's not going to do no time. So I already knew from the beginning that he was probably going to do no time. So this here, I was just hoping and praying that we would get some justice, but we didn't get no justice.
It's really sketchy, because the truth is these are crimes that you can see. So we just talked about thought crimes where these people are being convicted for not doing anything. And now you have Daniel Penny walking free after murdering someone in broad daylight. And of course, we as a people are cheering on Luigi Mangione, but the establishment is considering Luigi Mangione to be the worst kind of person for how he, took the life of the insurance guy. Jordan Neely was 30 years old. I don't know how old a lot of you all are, but 30 is young. 30 is also like a real crisis time, regardless of if you already suffer from mental health issues, regardless of if you are houseless, okay? The concept of this person being murdered for, quote unquote, making people scared. I need you to be really aware of what that means. Because the DOD, the Department of Defense, just recently changed language that said that they can use lethal force if they feel scared. So they just said, well, if Daniel Penny is going to get away with, murdering folks and just because they made people feel scared, we should be able to too. Now, the other part of this is the concept of fear, because when we see the Zios, they are constantly talking about, oh, this person makes me feel scared. This person makes me. So now they're weaponizing fear, y'all. They're weaponizing fear. And I can tell you that as a Black person in this country, we have had our fear weaponized against us. We have had fear weaponized against us over and over and over again. The concept that, oh, I feared for my life is cops saying I feared for my life. Like, that's nothing new for Black people. This idea that lethal force is fine if you scared me. And then we end up becoming people who are constantly scared. Why wouldn't we be? And then when we're not scared, they will shut you down. They will do everything they can to continue to shut you down. And Daniel Penny, remember, was also a Marine. So I think there's also something to be said for that. And Miriam Raphael, she makes a great point here. Add immigration and ICE with fear mongering. Now, that's not something I've experienced, but absolutely ICE and immigration and this concept of we can get rid of you anytime, we can take you from your family anytime, we can deport you anytime. That is 1000% of an aspect of fear mongering that goes on. So I think it's really important to note. Now, someone here, Kennedy Moore, said family of the homeless that show up when something tragic happens to their family always rubs me the wrong way. But regardless of that, I hate this country. I hate the system. I'm not trying to hate people. I feel you, Kennedy, but we really don't know the schematics of the situation. And sometimes when people are suffering from mental illness, it is very difficult to support them by nature of them not necessarily being able to receive support. So, there's that aspect of it. But I want to talk about another aspect of this. Okay. I want to talk about the fact that Daniel Penny got off, but I'm not letting the bystanders off the hook. Like, folks was really sitting there while all this was going down, and nobody stopped it. Nobody? Come on. I just can't believe that. And as somebody who is a New Yorker, that is beyond my scope of comprehension. I would have been over there. Y'all may have been doing a GoFundMe because I was over there. I would have been over there I would have knocked Daniel Penny in his fucking face. Okay. I would have lost it. But I want to show you this video that I found. This is an example of the type of stuff that be going on.
Samaritans come to a woman's aid while she's getting robbed on the subway.
Give it to us.
That's a woman.
Give me the phone
someone
now.
trying to steal their phone.
You guys help her with her phone?
Watch the man.
Police! Run! Get him up! Get up!
Y'all, would I tell you this made me so mad when I watched it? Did you see how the comments passed the vibe check though? So the comments passed the vibe check because people were like, I see why women feel like men won't protect them. Now, I will say this. We don't know the nature of the person recording. I know that I have broken up at least 3 different domestic violence situations while I was in New York. Not necessarily just domestic violence, but women being attacked situations. But watching those men really be like hesitant about seeing 2 women trying to deal with a masked perpetrator it's like, I can't even really grasp that. And because I couldn't even stand there myself and do it. Jersey Carbon said men don't like women anymore. At this point, Jersey, I don't even know if men ever liked women, but I know that there are men who do not like women. That is a fact. They don't care. But I tell you what, when I saw that, it made me think of The Train. And it made me think of Daniel Penny feeling like he could do whatever he wanted to Jordan Neely. And it made me sad. It made me sad because I would have never let that happen to Jordan. If I was there, I would have never let that happen to Jordan. And I hope that you all would have never let that happen either. So ask yourself, this is a time where we got to get courage. We have to get courage. We have to start asking ourselves, where do we exist in the world? Where do we exist in the way things go? And how do we shift how we are contributing to all of this? How do we shift? Well, I'll tell you what. This is a time in the show where we're going to shift. And we are going to do a little thing called Show Your Love. Hey, show your love. Show your love. Show your love. Show your You can't hear my singing? Oh, when we're playing background music, you can't hear my singing? You couldn't hear my singing? You could hear my singing. Y'all couldn't hear my singing? Was it too loud? Thank you. All right, y'all. You know what it's time to do? It is time for us to get into oh, did I not put it in here? Oops. It's time for us to get into the word of the day. The word of the day. And I had a whole graphic that I had created for the word for the word of the day, but it looks like I don't have it on hand right now, which is whack because I really created the whole graphic. Anywho, that's annoying to me. Okay, so our word of the day is quidnunc. The word of the day is quidnunc. Quidnunc. Quidnunc is an inquisitive or gossipy person. An inquisitive or gossipy person. It's spelled Quidnunc. Quidnunc. Quidnunc, which is a weird word, and it's a noun, and it's a inquisitive or gossipy person. Y'all use it in a sentence so I can put it on the screen. Who is somebody that is inquisitive or gossipy person? A quidnunc. Put it in the sentence so I can put it on the screen. Inquisitive or gossipy person. Because we need to be expanding our vocabulary. So we're going to do a word of the day every day. Word of the day every day. Quidnunc. Okay? Quidnunc. I can say, okay, Jennifer S says, Geminis be so damn quidnunk sometimes. Okay, this is actually not proper use of the word. Quidnunk is a noun, not a verb. So you use it in the adjective form. Okay. Whereas if you said Geminis can be such quidnunks sometimes, there you go. We had someone, Kim said, my mama is a quidnunk, laughing, rolling laughing emoji. 22 Superwoman said, my coworker is a quidnunk every time we're in the office. Hilarious. Oh, man, hilarious. Y'all are great at the sentences. Great at the sentences. I love when you're using your words. Thank you, Anthony Palenko. Thank you, all of you all who are showing your love with the supers. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, the Virgo 829. Thank you, Joanna, Miss Juve, Rich Verma, Carmen Vila. You know what? I'm gonna start a practice of doing all the thank yous at the end of the show. That's what I'm gonna do. Remember, we're figuring this out. How am I doing, guys? How am I doing? This is my first day at the this is not the Amanda Seal Show. This is my first day at Views from Amandaland, and I would love to know how you all think I am doing so far. How do you think I am doing so far? Tell me. All right. Yay! You all are feeling it. You're feeling the show. I love it. Okay. Remember, I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my ish. All right. Let's get into our next segment.
Politicians say the darndest things. Politicians say the darndest things.
All right. So what sucks is that when we're saying politicians say the darndest things, so often we're not even just talking about like politicians. We are literally talking about the president. Okay. So let's take a look at this. Your man's Donald Trump said, the U.S. said any person or company investing $1 billion or more in the United States of America will receive fully expedited approvals and permits, including, but in no way limited to, all environmental approvals. All caps, get ready to rock. I don't think this is so loudly. Okay, this is the thing. For a long time, people have been really pretending, or people just maybe didn't also even know that America is like wildly corrupt. They don't even necessarily understand the concept of corruption. And on a basic note, corruption is buying government access. I mean, that's corruption. So this is literally saying any person or or company. Now, no, Adrian, everyone did not always know this. And that's the thing that I think you all need to understand. Not everybody knows that America is corrupt. A lot of people actually think that America is a moral authority. A lot of people actually believe that America is some land of the free, home of the brave. Yes, not everybody knows that America has always been corrupt. And understand that I am an incredibly literal person. So when you guys are leaving comments, don't be hitting me with weird nebulous stuff, because I am literal and I will take what you say literally. Now, this is something that really blew my mind, because the second part of this is that Elon Musk is there saying, this is awesome, with a rocket ship and an American flag. Yeah. So it's really real. It's really real where we are. And I think it's important that folks know the true, oh my God, Jersey, you got to go. You're just annoying. So if you're in my chat and you're annoying me, I'll just remove you because I'm not interested in being here to deal with annoyance. I'm interested to be here to talk about things and share and learn from you guys and teach as well. So I just wanted to throw this up here so that you could see in your face what we're facing. All right. So you could see in your face, whoo, child, what we're facing. All right. Y'all ready to get into some 60-second headlines? Let's do it. So let's get into some 60-second headlines. 60-second headlines. So South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol vowed on Saturday to fight for his political future after he was impeached in a second vote over his temper tantrum imposing of martial law after he didn't get the bills passed that he wanted. You know, because this is your man's in South Korea who literally was feeling some type of way because the South Korean quote unquote Congress, like their version of Congress, they are mostly made up of opposition to him, right? So think of it as him being the Republican and they're the progressives. I won't even say Democrats. They're progressives. And so they did not approve his bill. And he was just like, and straight up called martial law. He like straight up just was like, yeah, we're doing martial law now. This is insanity. Also because Korea has had an incredibly like terrible history with martial law. And the truth is they're not playing around with them. They're not playing around with these people. So they've been in the streets. They've been in the streets. They've been in the streets. And if you want to learn more about what they've been doing, follow YK Reborn. She's actually there right now. So check her out on Instagram and TikTok. And he was there on Saturday to fight for his political future, but he was impeached. He was impeached. Now he survived. There was actually a previous impeachment vote last weekend. However, his party boycotted the vote, depriving Parliament of a quorum. Do you all know what a quorum is? Can someone tell me what a quorum is? I would love to know from you guys I know what a quorum is, but I would love to know from you guys. Can someone tell me what a quorum is? So we'll come back to that when you all tell me. But the Constitutional Court will decide whether to move Yoon sometime in the next 6 months. So if he's removed, there'll be like what's called a snap election. Okay? It'll be called a snap election. And he's the second conservative president in a row to be impeached in South Korea. Park Geun-hye was removed. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing these incorrectly. Was removed from office in 2017. I think it's really important though to note that the Koreans really have been in the streets. They have a whole culture of protesting. It's like a part of their actual culture. And if you're watching the videos, I think there's something really valuable to take from it. Okay, because even though America, the United States, is not made up of the same uniformity, so to speak, of ethnicity, there is something to be said for a uniformity of BSery that folks take up. Okay, so let's answer the question. What is a quorum? Carmen Vila says a quorum is a certain number of members required to conduct business. That is correct. Yay. I'm playing the applause button even if you can't hear it. C. Johnson adds to this, enough attendees to vote or engage in a meeting platform. It requires at least half of the committee plus one to be in attendance. And Nasra adds, quorum is the minimum number of members of an assembly that must be present. So different assemblies, different groups have different quorums, right? So if you are a city council, so to speak, and you only have 8 people on the city council, then your quorum might be 5. Right? But if you're Congress, then your quorum is a different number. If you are the Senate, your quorum is a different number. So I think it's really important for us to know things like this because this is how the tactics get used to stop things from happening, right? This literally prevented him from getting impeached the first time. They just didn't show up. And so by his party not showing up, it made it so that their vote, the body was not big enough to do a legitimate vote. And that says a lot. But we love learning, don't we? We love learning. And that is why I am so upset about this next story. Y'all, Sesame Street doesn't have a home anymore. Can you believe this? Sesame Street no longer is going to be on HBO Max. Apparently, it's looking for a new home. Warner Brothers Discovery, which owns HBO Max, opted not to renew their deal. Now, they're also going to have, they are going to have, I guess, the episodes like still available there for licensing, but they're not going to be making new episodes as of right now. And this, to me, goes along with this this goes along with the reality that there's an active, concerted effort to eradicate education. Brian Hicks, I'm trying to be serious. He's talking about not them evicting Big Bird. Now, I don't know if you know this, but there's also really strong efforts going on within Congress. And once Trump is inaugurated, is that the word? I didn't eat this morning, so my thoughts aren't really as sharp as they need to be. I was really just trying to get this show together. But the fact that he is going to be in office, he's already made it loud and clear, like they're defunding public television. They're defunding all of this helpful information for people. So in honor of Sesame Street, well, we have to sing it. Bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum. Sunny days sweeping the clouds away. Find my way to where the air is clean. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Swing it! Sunny days sweeping the clouds away. Find my way to where the air is clean. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? How to get to Sesame Street? How to get to Sesame Street? Black am I gonna have to get? Yes, I loved me some Sesame Street, y'all. And yes, Terry, you better give us some Sesame Street history. Sesame Street was literally created to educate children who were in communities that lacked education resources. And it was actually some white people that put it together. And they were like, we got to get to the kids. That's why Sesame Street is on a street, because they wanted the environment to reflect the children that were in these inner city urban environments so that they would feel at home. So that they would feel at home. So, you know, that's a beautiful thing. And but you know what? We're gonna keep it going. I feel like Sesame Street it's too big to fail. It's too big to fail. It's too big to fail. So I have some really sad news for our last 60-second headline. And, you know, a lot of us fell in love with hold on. Why is this not here? A lot of us fell in love with Khalid Naban when he was with his granddaughter and she was taken from him by the Israeli forces. And you all know this person, meaning like not that you know this person, but you know the story. You do. And I'm going to show you right now the story. But I think it's just really important that we don't forget about Palestine. I think we see a lot of like the news sites that were really like making Palestine a centerpiece of their conversation. We see them now not necessarily considering it to be that much a centerpiece. They've moved on to Syria. And also I feel like they've just decided that, you know, it is what it is kind of scenario. And that's scary to me because that means that they don't think that we need to pay attention anymore. And if we don't pay attention anymore, then we are then allowing for it to continue to happen. And that is scary, that we could do that, because it's bigger than just the concept of do you all remember this? So he was killed in a Israeli strike. Terrell, I was never on Ghost Rider. His life was taken in an Israeli strike 1 year after his granddaughter. Khalid Nabhan. Khalid Nabhan. No, actually, that's a small H. Khalid Nabhan. Uncle Khalid. The Uhuru 3 are free. Look at us. We got some positive news in the middle of the day. Yes. Whoo, man. The Uhuru 3 are free. Thank you, Christine Bark. All right. Well, I'm going to have to get up on that and talk to y'all about that tomorrow morning. Man. Well, in that case, let's play some music. We love a good story. We love a good story. It's crazy that they had to go through what they went through. It's crazy that they had to go through what they went through. But yeah. So just if you're just now joining us, you are joining Views from Amandaland. Views from Amandaland is my new show that I'll be doing Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, 10 a.m. Eastern here at YouTube Amanda Seales TV. YouTube Amanda Seales TV. And you can be here in the chat. We're going to get more and more sophisticated as I get more and more familiar with the show and the format of the show. I literally just created the show over the past 4 days. And I think I'm doing pretty well. I think I'm doing pretty well. By the way, I need to tell you all, I also created this show with no help. Like, I made all of these graphics. I made all of the, well, not all of the graphics, but I like organized them. I wrote all the story out. I did all of this, and I'm really freaking proud of myself. So you got to be proud of yourself. I'm proud of myself. And you'll be able to watch the show here on YouTube, but you'll be able to listen to the ad-free episode as when you subscribe to Patreon. Okay. So if you want to hear the ad-free episode as a podcast, you can subscribe to Patreon. All right. Are y'all ready for us to get into? I said, are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready? Sometimes I just be singing, y'all. Sometimes I really just be singing. Are y'all ready to get into our big up, let down for the day? I hope so. I hope so. So let's do it. But I'm really mad at myself because I really thought that I put the music in here and I didn't. And so now I'm going to do it right now because that is what we need to do. Hold on. This is real live production, y'all. This is real live production happening right in front of your face. Okay? Happening right in front of your face. Real live production. I'm handling my boards myself. I'm doing all the things. So let's do it. Figure. Okay, that wasn't what I wanted to do. But today's big up goes to JT, member of the City Girls. Okay, JT, member of the City Girls. She performed at Rolling Loud, and you know, here's the thing: she performed by herself, and I don't know if really y'all can understand when you have been part of a duo. And then now all of a sudden you are by yourself. That is difficult. Okay. Like that's difficult. And I think that it's a really dope thing that she managed to get on stage and do her thing, even though her former partner, just got caught up and mixed up into the whole ditty of things. Carisha. You know, we know about Carisha. And I think as an artist, to stay in this music business is it's not easy, y'all. It's not easy. And I think a lot of folks think, well, you know, once you make it, like, that's it. Like you already did it. You don't need to really stress anything after that. And that's not true. That is not true. You absolutely will continue to stress because you are now trying to stay on. So, shout out to JT from the City Girls. She literally cried during the performance. And I just thought that was really sweet because I think she was really just relieved. Yeah, I think she was really, honestly, just relieved that she had pulled it off and that she had managed to do this performance for the first time by herself and be okay. And so shout out to her because I think that's it's noteworthy. It's noteworthy and it's not easy. And I know what it is to perform. Ooh, child, I know what it is to perform. So why won't it let me bring this up? Okay, so our letdown goes to this man. I know someone's like, Joni, relax. What do you mean, where was the performance? It was in Miami. I thought you were saying where was the performance? Like, why isn't it being played here? Because, yeah. So I am frustrated right now because I really have put together all these clips and now like they're not showing up. And I'm like, why aren't your clips showing up, Amanda? The people were ready for a show. You need to show them a show. So talk amongst yourselves real quick. What do you think Diddy is going to do? What do you think Diddy is going to do? What do you think Diddy is going to do? And while you're doing that, I will be bringing this video up that was not loaded in. I will never make this mistake again. And I don't know why it's not letting me. Bring up videos. Okay, yeah, I don't know why it's not. Oh, there we go.
Chicken fried watermelon wings with grape Kool-Aid sauce.
Are you gonna bust your watermelon down in the middle, then you're gonna outline your wings. Flour, egg, flour, do that twice and fry them up till they golden brown. Delicious. You're gonna make that grape Kool-Aid sauce. Ooh, look how fire that look. Dip it in that sauce and listen to that crunch.
See? Actual watermelon.
I just want to bring you back to see what you're watching here. This is today's letdown. Today's letdown is a man who fried watermelon with grape Kool-Aid sauce. I had to go through it, so you're going to have to go through it again.
Chicken fried watermelon wings with grape Kool-Aid sauce.
All right, you're gonna bust your watermelon down the middle, then you're gonna outline your wings. Flour, egg, flour, do that twice and fry them up till they golden brown delicious. You're gonna make that grape Kool-Aid sauce. Ooh, look how fire that look. Dip it in that sauce and listen to that crunch.
See? Actual watermelon.
Y'all. I don't know if this is innovative. I don't know. I'm calling it a letdown. I'm calling it a letdown. I am calling it a letdown. You can't tell me what to do. Okay? Yes, they are probably doing it for clickbait. And you know what? They won. They won. They get it. They get it. They won. They are successful. The clickbait is successful. Okay? The clickbait is successful. So let's get into this next topic. People were really asking me to talk about this. Like they were really like wanting me to talk about this so bad. And I was really thinking about like, do I really want to talk about it? And I felt like it just wasn't something that was my cup of tea to discuss. But there is someone here who would be much better suited for this conversation. Yo, what's good? Yo, it's your man's MC Checkerhole right here. Let me know if you could hear me. Yo, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be out here talking, you know, I know we got the streets and all of that behind me, so I don't know if I'm good. Let me know if I'm good. You good? We Gucci? You can hear me? I bet. So your man's Andrew Schultz. He's he a comedian, right? He one of the white boys that be out here. He talk a lot. He say a lot of stuff, you know, like the shock jock kind of thing, whatever. And a lot of people, you know, they really get into all of that because they afraid to say their own thing. So they like that. All right. However, there are certain situations and certain conglomerations of individuals that should not be spoken about deleteriously or without dignity. And the fact of the matter is that this is something everybody knows. All right? Everybody know that. Like, you not out here doing whole jokes about babies that didn't live, because you know that's not a thing to do. Now here's the thing, yo. Your man's, he a white boy. Like, they be out here acting up because they've always been able to be out here acting up. Your man's Daniel Penny just got off. He walking around. He at hockey games and whatnot, even though he murked dude right there on the train. So you think a comic is gonna feel like he is touchable? Nah, he not gonna feel like that. He like, yo, we out here. You know, it's like Rapper Noid. Ain't couldn't touch me if he snuffed me. Like, that's how they feeling. However, they shouldn't feel like that, particularly when it comes to black women. Yo, it's dumb easy to protect black women, baby. Dumb easy. And so I'm looking at Buddy, I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. But I'm looking at the other one, Charlamagne, and I'm wondering, yo, fam. You had the perfect opportunity here to play this in a way that served mad different positive purposes. But you instead chose to just ride with the fool, the dude who over here talking all undignified and whatnot, denigrating the sisterhood. If I was your man Charlamagne, I'd have been like, yo, let me pull your coat real quick, famo. Let me pull your coat real quick. So check it. And I would have done this on camera. I would have done a coat pullage on camera, because that served mad purposes, right? One, I'm pulling Buddy coat on camera, and that's making him look humble, which he needed to be. However, it also personalizes him in a way that is, you know what I'm saying, anybody could appreciate. Boom, that's one. Two, if I'm pulling this coat on camera, I'm also out here representing as a black man, like, yo, this is how you move. This is what you do. You know what I mean? Like, this is where we at. So, boom, I'm doing that. And then third, I'm pulling the coat on camera. Come on, famo. The sisters is now feeling protected, B. Protected. And that's what we really got to be doing. That was an opportunity that time that was missed. It was missed. It's dumb easy to protect black women. And if you out here and you choosing to protect the antagonist, my man, you ain't a Charlamagne. You a charlatan. Psh. It's your man's MC Checkerho checking in, saying the things that a lot of folks ain't really ready to say. I gotta go get up my daughter. We gonna watch Sesame Street. You all have a good day. You know what I mean? Y'all have a good day. Did y'all enjoy that? Did y'all enjoy that? Ah, man, MC Checkerho is the voice that we need. It's the voice that we need. Hopefully the message is received. Hopefully the message is received. Y'all, this has been so fun. We've been here. We did the things. We talked the things. And I want you all to hit me up and be back here tomorrow. And tell a friend. I want you to know that this is not something that I take lightly. I'm really excited about this. And I love that Ross just used in a sentence our word of the day: a conglomerate of quidnuncs collecting checks based on confusion. Yes. Yes. Facts. But you know, before we go, I got to hit you with my my PSA, aka my public seals announcement. You know, hold on. I feel really, I've been talking about something called relentless resilience. Relentless resilience. And relentless resilience is not saying that you don't rest. Relentless resilience is not saying that you don't take care of yourself, that you don't practice self-care. You know, I did not practice self-care today because I didn't get to eat before we did this, but nonetheless, I won't let that happen again. Relentless resilience is also making sure that you have community to support you. Relentless resilience is doing the work that you need to do to know the tools to help you. Relentless resilience is understanding that there are so many factors that are constantly at work to get in your head, to shut you down, to keep you from elevating. I don't know how this universe works, but I do know that there is positive, there is negative, there is good, there is bad, and there is evil that exists to harm. And I know that my relentless resilience is so that I can, as a soul that has been sent here to this realm, be able to advance, expand, and experience human life in the best way possible and create space not only for the other people here, but also for when it's time for me to come back. I've been here before and I'm gonna be here again. And you all are so much a part of my ability to have relentless resilience. So thank you so much for checking out the first episode of Views from Amandaland. And that has been my public seals announcement. So let's get on out of here, y'all. Thank you, everybody, for being here at Views from Amandaland for the first show. Thank you so much for being here for the first show at Views from Amandaland. Let's shout out everybody who gave to the show. We got Galactus. Thank you for the congratulations on the new show. Christine Bark. Shout out to The Big Oak Tree. Also, FG Apothecary Co. Thank you always to Bria Against the World. She always be supporting him. Tondaleo Gamble, appreciate it. Sophia Ackley, thank you so much. Carmen Vila, thank you so much. Rich Verma, been around for dumb long and hit me with the super sticker. I appreciate you. Super sticker, you heard that accent right there? I'm back in New York for real. Juana Miss Juve, always showing love. The Virgo, 829. Anthony Palanco, Morel Copeland, appreciate you. You know, Kimberly Parkhurst, always going to show your girl love. Kevin Ortega Rojas, always going to show your girl love. We also got Bezishin Jifar. Wow! Bezishin! And use your imagination. Y'all was not playing with me. Thank you all so much. Everyone have a fabulous rest of your day. Remember to subscribe to Patreon. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe right here. So you have a lot of assignments, okay? You have a lot of assignments. You got to subscribe to Patreon if you want to get more of the Amanda Seals. You can subscribe here. You can also drop some bread into my Cash App. This is the new beginning. This is the future. And I'm really glad to be here in the present with you all. Everybody have an enjoy the rest of your day. Mwah!
Amanda.